exasperated is very justified, even though I think it's a bad way to communicate because it can make people think that you're unhinged. I think that he's doing the same. I think Destiny does the same thing too. Destiny can sometimes Destiny can sometimes make a really good point, but he's communicating in a way that's aggro and it puts people against him. But I'm not, and also, like, I don't want to shit on Tim. I'm not shitting on Tim. I'm just talking about this from, like, my third-party perspective. But anyway, that's fair. I'm trying to be fair. I think Tim is really exasperated and frustrated because Adam is a very outspoken progressive voice. He's been on Joe Rogan, and he also embarrassed himself, in my opinion, on Joe Rogan as well. Adam is the one that, I'll go ahead and I'll pull this up. With Joe Rogan.
Child's body, that's a choice. Choosing to add hormones to a child's body, that's a choice.
This is him defending kids being trans.
It's a choice on the choice on the part of the parent. It's not a choice on the part of the child to, like, in the same way that being gay isn't a choice. Yeah.
Okay, but if that's who they are, if they think that they're a girl, why do you have to give them hormones to make them more of a girl?
Because I'm sorry, can you expand on the question?
It's a simple question. If you say that the child thinks it's a girl, so you're going to give the child hormones.
Mm-hmm.
If the child thinks it's a girl, let it be a girl. Like, you don't have, why are you adding hormones? If you're shooting hormones into a child and you're affecting the child's development, you're saying that's not a choice. That's nonsense. Of course it's a choice. You're choosing to chemically change this child's body. You're choosing to inject things into this child's body on a regular basis that are going to radically affect the physical development of their body.
Yeah.
And you're saying that this isn't a choice. Choosing
So, let's see if there's any more of this.
Of their body.
Yeah.
And you're saying
is this the same one? Yeah, it might just be the same one. But anyway, this is the same guy, okay? This is the exact same guy. So I think he needs to stop going on podcasts. I mean, honestly, it doesn't work very well for him. It's not helping him. It's not working, right? And so anyway, the dude's a loony. Yeah, it makes him look bad, and it clearly does. He's a sleazeball. Clout is clout. Well, this isn't helping him. That's the problem, is that it's not helping him at all.
That is the effect of the speech. So you think that whether you have free speech should be, your words should be based on the moral worldview of the argument.
So to understand
certain arguments,
what free speech means, I'm asking you a question. If somebody says explicitly, you right now commit crime to that person, is that free speech?
Someone says you right now commit crime to that person, and what do they do it?
How do you contain such vast energy as the weather?
I mean, I guess I'm not a free speech scholar, but like
I wouldn't last long. I channel it.
Yes, it is the same.
That is
And then you unleash
probably be legal consequences for that free speech.
It's illegal to do that.
That is.
See, like, bro, you can see, right?
4, 3,
all of these
2,
people are the exact same. They are all the exact same.
Shall we?
The reason why they say, like,
Countless people will die.
just give an answer.
I must stop it.
Dodge again, yes.
So my point is, upholding the law is marginally good. Sometimes the law is bad, and that's why it's not always good. In this regard.
So you're saying simply the fact that Marco Rubio exercised his legal authority to do something was good. It's like, he had the legal authority to do it. He could have enforced this law as he saw it on anybody. He could have enforced it on a comedian, right? Who's in town and goes on stage and says, hey, you know what, I disagree with this or that. Or hey, I just did shows in I just did shows in the UK and Amsterdam, and I made fun of UK politics, made fun of American politics.
You wouldn't dare make fun of Islam, no. Go to the UK and mock Islam.
Well,
I once decimated an entire species through an act of magic. I understand their hesitation better than any. Feeling stronger already.
Help, friends.
The thing is, there is a good answer to this, by the way. There is a good answer to this. Adam doesn't have that
Don't
answer.
turn back now.
But there it is.
You're not going
No, there
anywhere.
isn't. Well, no, I think that there is a unspoken rule in politics that you don't make fun of cultures if you don't understand.
If you reach the checkpoint. Keep
Like,
up
for
the
example,
check.
it's okay for people to go and make jokes about their own race or their own culture, but not make jokes about other races and other cultures. If I said that, and I think that's very that would have been very fair for him to say that. You wouldn't know that? Yeah. Who says we don't understand it? Well, sorry, not understand. Understand's a bad word. That you're not a part of it. So, for example,
Reborn from the
I
chaos.
make jokes all the time about how annoying upper middle class white liberals
Hostile
are.
ahead.
Sorry the wind's turned against you.
That would come off very differently if I was a different race. People would complain about me saying that. That's the truth. And they would be getting mad. No, you're gaslighting? No, I'm not. George Carlin said this 50 years ago.
Chaos control.
Don't have any jokes.
No, they wouldn't. What do you mean? Everybody got furious at Bruce for calling white people crackers. They got mad at Hassan for saying it. And they got mad for Krogan for saying it. But whenever I said I went to Cracker Barrel, and yeah, that sure is
to get to
true.
Avengers Tower.
I didn't get people mad
My
at me
work here
because
is not
I'm
done.
white.
My magic is growing.
That one hurts.
A
That's the
disappearing.
Like, my point is that Adam has a good argument against this, but he doesn't know it. He doesn't know it. And that's it. And it's because he doesn't think like me. He's not thinking like I'm thinking. He's a fucking retard.
About Islam.
They got Pakistani grooming gangs. Why won't you?
What? There's no way. Wait, what do you mean?
You're not going anywhere.
Go to the UK and make jokes about Islam.
I don't think it's very funny. I don't have any jokes about it. I'm so confused.
Disappear.
Okay, let me help unconfused. Are there jokes that can be made about Islam? Yes or no?
Dude, wait, I don't want
Yes or
to.
See, this is what I was saying, is that, like, people like Adam can only exist in a safe
that people
space
moving
where
again.
only people like Adam exist.
My work here is not done.
Take a nap.
They cannot exist in a free marketplace of ideas.
I don't want to be
Scared. Oh, no. You're terrible. You're a hypocrite. Are there jokes you can make?
I completely support Tim. 100%. Tim is
Feeling
completely
stronger
right.
already.
Don't
But
see Wolverine go down.
Be nice
Muhammad
to
begged
the
a little girl,
Avengers
right?
once more.
I'm really baffled.
I'm not. No, I'm not. In the UK, you can be jailed for making jokes about Islam or even bring up the grooming.
So why wouldn't he just use that as and say, yeah, I'm not going to make a joke over there because it'll put me in jail? That would be a very excuse. Yeah, sure.
Halfway there. Keep going.
He actually needs to stop going to these conferences. He has to stop doing this. Like, just stop doing this to yourself. Why are you hitting yourself? Stop hitting yourself.
There are people who go online and pointed out that a stabbing was carried out by a Muslim, and they got arrested for it. I'll bet you
My work here
$1,000
is
you will
not
not go to
done.
the UK and make a joke about any of that stuff. Because you will not go to a foreign country and, in violation of their laws, speak out against what they said not to speak out against. Do it. I dare you. $10,000. Cash in your pocket. Go to the UK and make a joke about Muhammad having a 12-year-old wife.
Man, we got here faster than I thought we would in this conversation. Where you're shouting at me about something I don't understand. I don't really understand how you think it's incumbent upon me.
So it's crazy how 9 people say 9, 12. What happened in the year, what was it, 400 or 1400 like AD? I don't know. Like, what are we doing here? And so, like, was it 600? I was fucking off on that. The 600? Yeah, okay, all right, that's 600. And anyway,
A nice deep
fuck,
freeze.
I lost my train of thought. Okay. Anyway, it's very obvious that the reason why he's not doing it,
You're not going
right? It's
anywhere.
very, very obvious.
Do you think anybody watching this right now thinks you are confused by the notion?
Every time a hypocrisy is brought up, he immediately acts like, oh, I don't know what you're talking about. He's confused. So he simultaneously knows everything whenever he's talking about things that make him look smart, and he doesn't know anything whenever he's talking about things that make him look stupid.
Only 60 seconds
Isn't that
left.
convenient?
That in the UK you go to jail for mocking anyone?
I don't understand how we got onto you shouting at me about Islam specifically. I'd like to return to...
Okay, because you said people should be allowed to come to this country and speak out against it. And you said, you're saying you go to other countries, right? And you said you go to the UK. And I said, okay, if you go to the UK, speak out in violation of their laws. And you said, I'm confused, I don't understand. Thanks for understanding. Will you go to Turkey? Will you go to Turkey and speak out against Islam?
I mean, if I have a joke to make sure, I don't have a joke.
No, because you're not going to. Why not say that you're not a martyr and you don't want to go to jail for breaking the law? That's totally fair. Just fucking say, how can you be so fake and you have so many get out of jail free cards that are so obvious? Like, oh yeah, of course, yeah. Let me just go somewhere and break the law and get in trouble to prove a point to you for $10,000. This is the dumbest premise ever, and you just own it. Like, holy fuck! Like, this is crazy.
About I would.
You say if you had a joke about...
Oh yeah, sure. I would try to do the best I can. I would try to poke the bear as much as I can. It's part of the job of a comedian, because
it's always convenient that you never poke the bear that can bite back, or the bear that is not politically acceptable to poke. That's the problem. It's always nice to make these statements like, oh, I like to poke the bear. But you're not poking the bear. You're poking a tree.
It's one of the world's largest religions. Come on.
I mean, I haven't written a joke about that recently. So look, hey man, I'm a free speech guy.
Just stop going on podcasts, man. Just stop. Yes, I mean, just stop going on the shows, man. Like, this isn't really, you're not helping yourself out. I mean...
You'll need a
Let me see if there's
team
any
to
more
win
of these
this one.
examples here.
Don't agree to things you don't want to
Do you, Tim Pool, believe that as a moral issue, as a practical issue? Do you think that America should be a country in which every foreign national in the country should feel that they should never speak about American politics under pain of legal punishment?
No.
You don't think that that's...
Well, that's you presented me an absolute. Now you gave me the extreme end.
Okay, so Rumeysa Öztürk, I think, is a really illustrative example because it was such a mild
understand
I've
that they've been in agreement upon entering this country that if they are in violation of the terms of their visa, it may be revoked. If they come here with the intent of advocating against U.S. foreign policy, that is a consequence. Speech has consequences. I think we're getting hung up on the issue that I've clearly answered, and I understand maybe you don't understand, but...
I agree with Tim about this. We don't need foreign agitators. Yep, we don't need it.
Why won't you go to the UK?
Let's see if there's any more examples of this.
3, 2, 1. All you need to do
I think
is
the
capture
issue
the
is,
mission area.
the saying has been for a long time that the left takes Trump literally but not seriously, and the right takes him seriously but literally. So the question is, what does that mean? The question is, what's going to happen from Trump directly? We can't tear it from him. It's like, however, he can find ways to penalize offshoring CGI or choosing to film Chicago, but
but he's not going to do that because he doesn't have a coherent policy about literally anything. Even tariffs, the one thing that he the regular tariffs, right? The one thing he really cares about, he's just fucking winging it. like saying random shit, doing math that doesn't make any sense, making deals, canceling deals, like just causing chaos because he has no he's not a fan of the math. The reciprocal tariff stuff where they like did it based on the trade deficit and all that shit.
But it was on the chart.
And again,
The chart said,
you're gonna stop the chart. You're gonna back up the chart.
well, you're arguing they didn't argue a thing that was literally on the picture they showed.
Oh yeah. The math was very dumb.
The math it said including trade imbalance.
Yeah. It said including trade imbalances and other types of structural disadvantages. That's what it said.
Be right back.
Like they said, here's our and then someone did the math and they were like, he basically took existing tariffs and then added in the trade deficit.
Yep, there we go. And wow, and there it is. It's just what this is here, and covering up the non-monetary barriers. Yes, the non-monetary barriers, and that's it. And so let's go back. We'll look at like maybe one or two more of these. Then there's some other stuff that I want to look at. But yeah. Anyway, Adam does look like a man. In my opinion, I think he looks like a fucking moron. Absolute fucking moron.
The claim about a threat to national security is grossly overestimated. The claim that these people have adhered to Hamas is grossly overestimated. That being said, it is completely legal in national security.
No, but dude, I'm asking you, like, do you think it's good for America that, like, college students who are here on a student visa because of political speech are being thrown into vans and having legal things be done? Sure, narrow. Yes.
Reborn, goodbye for now. Chaos control.
Yes.
Before fast.
Yep. Because they're doing it in support of a terrorist organization. They're actively disrupting the school. And in a lot of cases, they're breaking the law. If these three things weren't happening, then the answer would not be yes. But usually they are. So the answer is yes.
Double KO. Show's over.
Legal, but like, you know, they're being.
Light force is in preparation.
She's being put in a prison, and then she's being like forcibly deported. Do you
W. Huge W. Do it again.
think that's good for America? Like,
yes, absolutely. Get foreign agitators out of our fucking country. You can't vote here. I don't want to have you protesting and breaking laws here either. Get the fuck out.
Like this is okay. So you know, absolutely. You think what do you think is good? Even marginally, like what's the
ban free speech? I don't consider people that are not citizens to have the full rights. I don't think that the Constitution should apply to people who aren't citizens. Because I just don't think it should. That's why. It's the American Constitution. They're not Americans. It's simple.
Minor small benefit to America. Do not
the way that our country
what is the U.S. interest that her writing an op-ed, the Suez Canal?
Let's see if there's any more of these. I think this is the other one. If there's any more of these. Okay, here we go. And this is more him talking. It's not true because non-Americans can be slaves under that point of view.
I won't make the same mistakes again.
No, that's not true because owning a slave is also illegal.
There is only one source of
That's just like I understand that like you might think that that was like a clever gotcha, but it's not.
You know, deep down American value is our belief in hard work. We are told as children that if you just work hard enough to make the right moves at the job, you can improve your life or be anything you want. But in recent years, a lot of us are starting to realize that that is, simply put, a fucking lie. The machinery of social mobility has...
The problem is that there is a degree of this that's true, but people like Adam, and this is the biggest problem with people like Adam, is that they have some ideals that I agree with, and this is why I'm the most critical of people like Adam, is that to a degree, what he's saying is true. But to a degree also, and I think a larger degree, what he is saying is not
Magneto
true.
raised me to never stop fighting for what I believe
broken
is
down
right.
in America because more American workers
Don't
are
let
more
anything
productive
stand in your
than
way.
ever. But most of the gains in our economy for the last 40 years have gone only to those at the top.
See people like Adam try to stop
against the world.
giving children puberty blockers and supporting Hamas and what's the other one? Oh, right, like lying about like Trump saying things. Is that there are a number of things that he's saying like this that I agree with. But the problem is that this is what, like, you just destroy all credibility whenever you say something like this is right, or children should take puberty blockers. I don't know what it is.
The regular workers, the people working our asses off every single day, have not kept pace. You know, it would be hard to imagine making a better life for your family when the top 10% of households in this country hold 2/3 of the wealth. And that is why so many of us think that the American value of hard work is bullshit. That we are just treading water no matter how hard we try.
So this is the type of stuff that people like this push, and it is it's very disappointing. And you can see again that people like this do it. Let me see, is this what it is?
I don't know what that means.
We'll watch one more, and then we're gonna move on. Let's see here. Why is he changing topics? Wait, which topic? What do you mean? He's literally Rich saying that? Well, of course he is.
The correction, it wasn't particularly over racial issues. I don't know what that means.
You love Trump so much, it's funny you're pulling up this award.
I don't
He won so many racial awards.
I think it's weird that you think I love Trump.
I mean, you're here talking.
It's crazy how it's crazy how dishonest these people are, isn't it? It's actually insane. It's almost like a programming. Yeah, it's like the same dishonest bullshit. Yeah, it's
Pick
What
your
about
hero.
how his approval numbers are?
I'm not
Like,
judging.
That's a fact. That's a fact statement.
Your YouTube headlines are all like, Trump is crushing, his numbers are up, and the rest of the press is like his numbers are down.
I
And
never said his numbers were. I literally just told you right now, because of the tariffs, his numbers have gone down.
Dude, look.
I went on Piers Morgan and said Trump's approval's absolutely down. And I said, you don't got to look at corporate press. Take a look at Rasmussen. They love Trump, and they have Trump down 4 points.
Let me ask you something.
I don't think you watch my show.
I don't watch it that much. But I've looked at like your YouTube headlines. And
Never
a lot
said.
of them
We
are
never
like,
said. The wasn't.
Multiverse
right.
offers
Yeah, I
endless
read the
possibilities,
headline, and that's
but
what it
only
said.
if
Yeah,
it
it's some
survives this
high
chaos.
school teenager passive aggressive stuff. Well,
30
has it
seconds
ever
before you
occurred
attack.
to you that
Get
maybe
ready.
that's part of the underlying reason why I think that we shouldn't let kids get on the internet?
Velasco said I should stay away from you.
Has that ever
He really
occurred
hates
to you that
Be
maybe
sure.
all of the is
Also, I
all of
see
this
you're not
coming
taking his
together?
advice.
Because
don't
I
really
understand
let
this is the
people-
economy for that kind of
demons
stuff.
Tell me what to
Let
do.
me go back. I gotta use the bathroom, and then we'll look at it. Yeah, it's
The
embarrassing.
battle starts in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All you need to do is capture the mission area. Got it?
We definitely need more riots so we can summon the next Caesar. I think it's going to summon the next Adolf, like what I said before. It's not going to summon the next Caesar. But, I guess we'll find out.
Our enemies are here.
It's an act of violence that shattered the peace of the summer holidays in a
Feeling
seaside
stronger
town.
already.
Lady Kim, Elsie Dot, Stanton, and Elise are here.
However, 180,000 Palestinians have been killed, most of them are children. Do you see us burning every single one that supports the Israeli regime?
Another fire, another night of chaos. Anti-immigration rioters attack a hotel in Rotherham.
Do you see us holding innocent people responsible?
Crowds clashing with police outside a
People question marking it. I think that they're right. I think that's a 1-to-1.
Tell where immigrants are being.
Yeah, sure. We're coming in peace. And imagine our anger. Imagine how we feel every day in Chechnya, in Syria, Iraq, Palestine, Kashmir, Mali, Libya, everywhere. We are citizens. We don't behave in a manner that you see these hooligans behaving in to protect their girls. They're here for violence. They're here because they hate us.
This is real firepower!
It's us versus them. No, I think that the reason I got a lot of shit from this in my YouTube comments the last time that I covered this, and I think it's fair for people to say that like I don't really live in the UK, so I can't really understand it. You want to say that? That's fine. But I think that a lot of people in the UK are tired of having a bunch of people that don't look like them, that have a completely different culture, that are not assimilating into the UK's culture, living in their city, living in their country. That's the real reason. People might say it's because of religion, and part of it is because of religion, but that's not the whole thing. And I understand that they're not going to say that on camera because it sounds bad. But I think that's what's really going on. I do. And hey, let's wait and find out.
That's 15 months on the way. Kill them good.
So recent runners is 17. Born in Wales and of Rwanda heritage.
But we're redirecting their anger. We're redirecting it at Muslims only. Why?
Because from their mind, you're not supposed to be here, and he's not supposed to be. That's the reason. That's the reason why people are mad. That's it. And it's a bad thing to say. It's a bad thing to say. You shouldn't say it.
Disappearing act.
They've almost
But
got it!
that's what they think.
Chaos control.
Because their agenda is anti-Islam, straight up.
Ancient
Get out of fucking pussy! You're fucking dead!
Can you state the hit? Children have been made. There's been a massacre on that. A disappearing
And I think also the entire thing has been exacerbated by the way that the government has, like, there's that guy, that tier, like 2-tier tier or something like that, where like the government treats the immigrant population with more kind of like kid gloves than like the native population, I guess, basically, right? I think that's effectively what the criticism is. And the assumption is that the government is allowing them privileges and more leeway than it's giving to their actual citizens, right? And because of that, clearly, people are mad. And that has only made things worse. And again, like, I don't live there. I'm just simply explaining what I've read and what I've heard.
My tail's all over the country.
chaos surrounds us. But I will gladly show it to is in control.
No one questions my BLM went out. No one questions my Palestine went out.
We did question when BLM went out. A lot of people were against that, and it was bad.
30 seconds before you
Burning
attack.
down
Get ready.
random stores because you're mad about police brutality. Yeah, no, that was bad.
It's good to see you,
They
Clint.
should have been arrested.
I just
And a
wish
lot of
it
them
were
were.
under better circumstances.
Saving the kids. We're stopping the boats. We're
But after
closing
all these
the
years,
borders.
you think
Look how
we
mad
have
we've all
finally
gone.
put an end
This
to
is
this?
real women.
Yeah.
This is lioness. This is the lion road. I'm not racist. I don't give a fuck what you say.
Then who the fuck
The
is
battle
that? Who the
starts in
fuck?
5, 4,
7 years old,
3,
not racist, and
2,
something about, yeah, exactly.
1. All you need to do is capture the mission area.
Policies
Got it?
the politicians put in place, yeah?
I remember this place.
Stop that vote! Stop that vote!
They're calling us far right. We're not far right. We're all fathers and parents and children. There's immigrants on.
I don't think that it matters whether they're racist or not. I think that they're only one candidate normalizing being racist away from actually just saying racist.
Chaos.
I think that if the right candidate pops up and they're charismatic enough, they'll just say, yeah, we're racist and we don't want them here anymore.
I am ready to put on a show.
I think that's what'll happen.
Coming in without paperwork, lying about the age, we don't know nothing about the background.
We don't want to be branded far right. You know, we're here for the right reasons. I want my kids to know why do we stay silent. Leave our kids alone.
Because what you can see here is that a lot of the people in this rally are still pushing and they're existing. You can see how a lot of the language and the things that they're saying exists inside of the Overton window that's been created by the culture. So like a lot of them are saying, I'm not racist, but, or I'm not thinking this, but I still think this, right? All it takes is breaking that window. And then, well, we saw what happened. What happens whenever you do that. Yeah, we already saw that. Yeah, this is what I said before about the Adolf, right?
I'm not
like
done
Trump
yet.
did? Trump did nothing, bro. Like Trump, like no, that's nothing. Like Trump did do that for sure, but like this is way more extreme.
About children that have lost their lives in this city, and we're passionate about that over here.
We're not racist. We've got Muslim friends. Our country has benefited from migration. However, it's just getting overwhelming. We're a very small island. It's become a security risk.
Religion means fuck all, lad. I'm not arsed. This is about people coming in. They could be Christians from Somalia or wherever, and they're fucking wrong-uns. That's what it is. We're letting wrong-uns in. This is not religious. That's bollocks. Fucking bollocks. This is about the wrong-uns they're letting in. You can be a Christian, you can be whatever. You're coming in, you've got no intention of fucking helping the country. You're here to cause trouble. You're here to...
I do generally think that you can't have two forms of religious extremism in a country. Like you can't have extremism. Like you can only have one.
Take and thieve and steal. You need to stay along. So unfortunately, that's a no-no.
50,000 come in on an MI6 list, isn't it? Start with them, get rid of them, get rid of the people who are killing kids, take the kids, get rid of them.
Stop the boats, kick them out. There's too many of you here. You don't respect that country, you don't respect our religion. All you think about is Aisha, she was 9 years old. That's what you are all into.
Oh, Aisha, she was Muhammad's bride. Muhammad, the Prophet of Islam. Yeah, that's what he's talking about.
Listen, it's the message to Sean Struggles. Yeah, victim will never fall. We don't care how many globalists, yeah. Sean Struggles, yeah. You globalist scumbags, yeah. Important
Judge, jury, executioner! This is real firepower!
It's bad. Like, I wonder how, like, I mean, because as somebody who doesn't come from this culture, I wonder how it got this bad. I really do. Like, that's...
Supposed to look at the working class. They've stabbed the real people who have got real concerns. They've stabbed a lot of us in the back. And we're supposed to stand here and let everybody call us right-wing and Nazis. I've got Asians in my family. I ain't racist one bit. What I am...
You see what I'm saying, right? About how they're still talking about using defensive language inside of the Overton window that's been created by the culture? You see how this is happening? Right? There's always a justification for it. This is only one step away from not wanting or not needing a justification.
You know a word I don't like?
It's actually very, very close.
I'm not a hero. I'm
Scared
the
of this
Punisher.
government. We've now got two-tier Kia coming on the news and having the audacity to call the general public far right.
I utterly condemn the far-right thuggery we've seen this weekend.
I've seen all this coming. No one wanted it. We tried to warn about it, and I'm still going to try and warn about it. I don't want to fight anybody. We don't want wars with Muslims. I don't think it's a good idea attacking mosques at all. I'm not a conservative either. I'm not an anarchist. I want a decent party that cares about...
This is, again, what I was saying. Yeah, bro, like, it's... They are one candidate away.
4,
oh, man.
3, 2, 1.
Oh, man.
All you need to do is capture the mission area. Got it?
Yeah.
If you need giant robots, it's because
Same
you
as
know
in the
your
US.
soldiers won't fight.
I don't think it's that bad. Yeah, I don't think it's that bad here.
The people, that's all we want. Every person, doesn't matter where you're from.
Yeah.
Okay, so Tories weren't the answer. Labour wasn't the answer. Who is?
I'm not a politician and I'm thick as pig shit, but I can talk to people. I've never been running out your name, but I've got an arm as big as a lion, and I'll stand there against anybody for the sake of our country. People need to wake up against Labour. These are the rats. We're not racist. We're scared.
Judge, jury,
I am ready to throw the show.
Don't call yourself a man and let you out here. Don't call yourself a man. It's simple as that. You don't fight for your country. You don't put back your invaders. You're not a man.
If we don't fight now, it's going to come to our
This is real
firepower. We're not going to win the fight, so but this has to be the final.
I guess he's like, and you can see like this is soft language, right? Is like the soft language, like he's talking about like, you know, replacement theory. Like obviously, you know, there's going to be a lot of people that are going to come in from other countries, and then they're going to displace us, and then they're going to control. Like that's clearly what the implication of what's being said is.
There's a clear message sent to those in charge that you either step up or you
theory. I'm just explaining what's happening, right?
I'm good to go.
I hope you guys appreciate the way that I try to cover this stuff, because like obviously like I'm probably saying things in a way that a lot of people don't want to say them. But I know that I am trying to approach this in the most authentic way possible. Right? I mean, your take on this is clueless. Let's see about that. What do you think that I'm not taking seriously about this, or listening to about this? There's 20 years of context about grooming gangs in the media. The police covered up, which is hugely important. What does that have to do with the way that the police, there's an understanding that the police have not been treating people equally with like the two-tier system. I literally said that. Your take is accurate if you assume this is the majority of the UK, which it is not. I don't think it needs to be the majority. I think in a lot of cases, like
battlefield ready again.
Like I would say pretty much almost all revolutions aren't fought by the majority of people. They're all usually fought by like a small minority of people. Adolf at 30%. Yeah. Like I don't know about, but what about Bolsheviks? Bolshevik revolution. How much was that? Like was it 5%? It was a lot less, right? It's extremely minimal. I don't know about Cuba. I'm not sure about the numbers for that either. So yeah, no, I don't think we need a majority. I think that's irrelevant by history. American Revolution was under 10%. Yeah, look at Poland. They don't have this problem. I don't know what Poland is. I do know what Poland thinks. I don't know like anything else. So do you see what I'm saying, right? Because like I feel like I talked about that. Like, I literally said, like, yeah, going on, it's an issue, like, for sure, yeah. It's the police aren't treating them the same. Yeah, absolutely. What similar riots happened either 1 year or 2 years ago about Hindus and Muslims fighting each other, but they weren't considered racial by the police? Okay, so yeah, again, the police are taking things in a bad way. Yeah, exactly. That's the whole point. So long. You mentioned that? Yeah. Not by word, but it's implied with the two-tier system. Yes, I understand.
Aside now, I was in Southport on Tuesday.
He's trying to keep apart a group of far-right protesters and a much larger anti-fascist counter-protest.
The media absolutely corrupt. They lied. There wasn't a single member of the media there. There wasn't a member of the far-right there.
Yeah, and I think this is another thing that's radicalized a lot of people, is that people feel like the media is trying to push like a I guess like globalist agenda. I think that's literally what they say, right? And they're pushing a globalist agenda, and because of that, they don't trust the media either. They are? Well, regardless of whether you think they are or not. I said, you know, with the Kamala Harris picture with the airplane, does the truth matter? Not really.
Keep going.
There was little things, older women, there was older men, there was middle-aged
globalist, what I'm defining that as, is like basically people that want to have all the cultures in the country, in the world, like kind of homogenized. And like cultures and races in the world homogenized. I think when people are talking about globalism, that's ultimately what they're talking about. Erasing existing cultures and then making them more congruent with a greater world standard.
I am ready to put on a show.
I'm not arguing for this. I'm just explaining what it is. And what I think a lot of people think it is. It's not a real thing. Okay, well that doesn't matter. Why would that matter?
Outrage on what the government's allowing to happen to us. What the government's allowing this cancer to do to us. This cancer that's grown within our nation. We need to stop it.
Fantastic!
Let's keep fighting until we have
Judge! Jury! Executioner!
Battlefield ready. And they did this to themselves. The media did it to themselves. Because they're not releasing like photos of people and they report on things disproportionately. This is what I've said before, that I think the media is fundamentally the enemy of the people. It really is.
This is real firepower!
Much like it caused a lot of red state
rioters who sustained minor injuries throughout the course of the day.
And I think the real thing that radicalizes people isn't really the media or the government doing it. It's the media and the government doing it in concert with each other with a seemingly, like, they're effectively working together, right? They feel like the media and the government are, like, conspiring together to work against it. That's what's really radicalized a lot of people.
Sort of demilitarized zone between nationalist Stop the Boats protesters and an equally sized counter-protest of mostly left-leaning Liverpool locals who showed up in person to confront a mob of who they believe to be far-right racist protesters.
They're all inbred. Yeah, they need a dentist. They're not interested in, like...
I mean, to be fair... I mean, to be fair, I mean, like, he really, I mean, fuck.
Yeah, they need a dentist.
You'll need a
They're not
top-notch
interested
team
in,
to win
like,
this
children
one.
that were killed in Southport. They just want to
Wind,
cause
cloud.
a fight.
You don't
We're a
have to be a
multicultural
witch to
city,
find the
a
magic
city
in this
of
world.
sanctuary,
But
and
it
I
does
hope
help.
they get lost.
What do you think the solution is? Throw them all into the sea. That's what the chant says.
Solution is, well, to get rid of capitalism and have a social society, and then these people would be catered for, and not blaming it on fucking immigrants and refugees and what have you. They've obviously got issues because they've been let down. No dentists, no doctors, no housing. Right, but that's not immigrants or refugees.
He's exactly right. You know, people, they see some, like, this woman, you know, that woman who's, like, screaming, right?
30
like, with,
seconds
like, the
before you
orange
attack.
teeth.
Get ready.
You know, I'm sure she
I
thought to
feel
herself,
kinship with you, Namor.
if they hadn't given
The
money to
seas are
these
full
immigrants,
of
they could give me
darkness
money
and
and I could fix my
chaos.
teeth. Of course they're going to think that. Obviously, they're going to think that. It's common sense.
Oh, that's the fault of this fucking government.
Despite this frontline tension, it appeared that the vast majority of counter-protesters weren't actually interested in having a direct confrontation with English nationalists, and instead organized their own rally at nearby St. George's Hall in support of migrants and refugees.
Oh, someone just got married. See, this is Liverpool. And the far right is trying to threaten that.
A quick explanation, what happened in Southport?
Obviously, I mean, there was a horrible attack in which 3 children lost their lives. What happened since then was a massive lie about the identity of that attacker, which was, you know, led by the likes of Tommy Robinson.
It wasn't really a lie. The problem with the attacker is the attacker was black. That's the reason. It's not about whether they were an immigrant or a Muslim or not. That's the reason. It wasn't a lie. Yeah, I mean, he was a Christian. Yeah, apparently. So my understanding about the attacker was that he was not a Muslim. He was a Christian. He was born there. He was a citizen, but his parents were immigrants. Is that true? Yeah. Okay, that's what I thought.
Murdering and raping and pillaging 1,400 Jews. Look how confident they've become across the entire West.
Blowing sparks of other far right people online.
Undocumented migrant.
Chaos control.
Also the likes of Nigel Farage, if you just said.
We will only stop if we start deporting people that come illegally.
This led people in Southport, you know, racist.
Nigel Farage talking about people that show up illegally and deporting them. It's not a surprise that it's radicalized people when deporting illegal immigrants is seen as a far-right position. You see what I'm saying? It's like you tell people that, and somebody's like, well, wait a minute, they're illegal immigrants. Why are they supposed to be here? You're welcome. And if you make people live with their mind in a cage, and they can't say something that seems completely fucking obvious, then guess what? They're gonna go fucking crazy. And that's what's gonna happen. That's what's happening right now.
I'll patch
Yeah, it's illegal. Why are you even here? Well, that's what I'm saying, right? It's a reasonable position. Yeah, of course.
Now it's showtime.
Half of England are like this? Well, I don't know. I mean, like, they colonize half the world. No wonder it's a mixed population in the UK. Only half?
Come here, and let me help.
Some far right people too feel involved.
This is way
By the eye of Agamotto!
All the things that they were lying about, it still does not lie to. the far-right attacks on communities we've seen around Britain. So people around the country today are actually protesting. I think, you know, people here feel a part of something bigger. In Manchester, they got pushed back this morning. In Liverpool, we pushed them back outside the mosque last night. People who are here today are proud to stand in the multicultural of Britain, and, you know, the far-right trying to threaten that.
I don't think there is anything special about what's happening in the UK. I think it's a reflection of what's happening internationally, in that you've got a crisis of capitalism, living standards for, you know, society going downhill, just a general crisis of the system. Far-right groups, obviously what they do is they latch on to the deep anger that exists. They build in the most impoverished areas of the country, and they basically try and divert that anger away from class struggle against the bosses and against,
He brings up a lot of good points, and I think that he's right about a lot of this stuff. I think this is exactly what's happened, is that I don't find it to be a coincidence. This is a conspiracy, okay? Conspiracy. I don't think it's a coincidence that after Occupy Wall Street, all of the identity politics, like, and the argumentation around it and talking about it went up, like, massively. I think that it was intentionally done by, like, elites to try to get people hating each other rather than hating the elites. That's what I think's happened.
Born again!
Or even now later, and they rile a lot of very young people up, young men up with very toxic ideas, and they send them out to go and attack migrant communities, you know? That's a real threat we have to take seriously. And if the left doesn't have a convincing alternative that's based around mass struggle, that's based around fighting back in that kind of way, the far right seeps in. You've seen it in France. I think the end game of these far right groups is obviously to just create a society where there's mass expulsion of migrant workers. I mean,
that's exactly what I think they want.
This is real firepower!
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, like, now, again, I think that they are probably, like, again, one candidate for maybe 5 years of radicalization away from saying it. But I think that's fundamentally what they want, yeah.
We need to tell those people the alternative, Mark. We need to get truth through to the...
Somebody says it's, sorry, I keep pausing, I apologize. The real conflict is class conflict, but the media made it culture and race conflict. Well, I think there's also a culture conflict. There absolutely is. I don't think that all cultures are compatible at all. I think especially extreme versions of cultures are not compatible.
And that's important. It's all right to suffer in the rages of capitalism, or suffer in the rages of, well, you know, Tony Blair didn't go and cause a fucking war in Iraq.
In case anybody is disappointed, by the consent now to get married in Iran. Was it Iran or Iraq? I forgot which one. Was it Iraq? Excuse me, sorry.
Or at least support that fucking war. If we weren't selling bombs to everyone across the planet, those people wouldn't be being bombed out their homes and having their land just stolen from them because of oil, because of agriculture, because of water and everything else. They'd be happily sitting in their homes. Most of them.
I think that he's probably right about this, is that interventionism definitely made this worse. I think that would happen anyway in some circumstances, because, like, there's just been wars and right? So it's not like this is something new. But in general, yeah, of course, we like, definitely, like, this is the UK. I'm not sure how much of a role the UK has played, but in America, yeah, we've definitely made it worse. Absolutely made it worse.
My work here.
And they wouldn't be running to anywhere they can possibly get to save their children being blown to fucking smithereens. That's why, and I don't get it why people don't get that. If you have a problem with immigration, I'd have respect for you if you went out on marches and told the government enough is fucking enough. No more bombing or creating wars in other places. And if we are the...
I feel like that's the way a lot of people believe. And I think that there's a problem. I don't know what it's like in the UK because they don't have a two-party system the way that we do. But I would say that there's a lot of people who have the viewpoint that at least I have, is that I don't think that, like, having mass immigration like that is good either. But, oh, we do? You do? Okay. Do you basically do? Huh. Okay. I always hear that you don't. Britain has two parties? Okay, yeah, again, I don't live there, so I'm not sure. I'm just trying to, you know, this is just what I heard. But, like, I think this is true. I think there's a lot of people that believe that. They don't want mass migration, and they also don't want interventionism and bombing other countries. Like, how many of you guys do?
Maximum pulse!
Like, that's the way I feel. I think that, yeah, absolutely.
So powerful country, and you are genuinely these powerful politicians. Take on these other fuckers across the planet and negotiate with them and create peace. It's not going to be easy, but you can at least fucking try.
We need to tackle all these problems. We need to transform society to a socialist one and create like a society where wealth is shared more equally amongst. The people that create it, which is the majority of the working class people, you know, the capitalists who own everything, they pit us all against each other along the lines of like race, being LGBT, men and women, you know what I mean? Like we're all divided, and so we're coming together, but more importantly, a sharing of like all of the wealth in the world will kind of do away with that sort of racism, and it's not an easy
She thinks that if people have money, they're not going to be racist. Oh man.
But yeah, that's why we're here. Like, yeah, people are obviously angry and they're all out together, so we want to like reach those people.
You know, it's a hard battle.
You know, I know it's kind of like big task, and I know it's not easy, but I think like, you know, like when we fight,
you give me one.
California, there's a big explosion happening at the American Reproductive Centers, which is an IVF and fertility center serving in Coachella Valley. I've seen graphic images showing what could be human body parts, which I won't be sharing. Other pictures and videos attached below.
Whatever your Wanda maximum.
Holy shit.
That blood is not on my hands.
Wow. So this isn't even the place that got blown up.
Battle starts in 5, 4, 3,
yeah, he's pissed. That sucks, man.
This
liquor store got
you need to stop that vehicle in its tracks.
dude. Damn, crazy explosion. Glass and everything everywhere.
Our foes have found us. You're not going anywhere.
Who's against IVF? Well, it's not only IVF. I think, let me go back. I'll scroll up and see what it says. It's American Reproductive. It's a fertility center as well, and so they could have thought it was an abortion center as well. A large explosion, and so there's the explosion right there. That's what happened. And yeah, it's a crazy country. It's surrogacy. Maybe it is. The target is unclear, but nothing says that being pro-life, like killing people. Yeah, this is disgusting. This is horrible. And yeah, wow. Holy fucking shit, look at that. Yeah, that entire thing is destroyed. Stop scrolling? No, I know when I have to stop. Because I scrolled off stream, and so that way it's okay. It's a coordinated attack. How are the windows okay? Because of the nature of those windows. So like those are really thick glass windows, and so they're not like the super thin windows. And the gas explosion, yeah, and that's probably the reason why. And yeah, they're like those like kind of like glass blocks. They're not even really windows. You can just kind of see through them. This is domestic terrorism.
I was fine.
There is a very high probability that this is in fact domestic terrorism.
My fate isn't sealed yet.
Let me go through these real quick before I show them on stream again.
Ready to unleash the life force.
This is all developing, so. Okay, this one's fine. That one's fine as well. That one's fine. Okay, yeah, all these are fine. Okay. Colin Rugg has much more videos. Okay, I'm gonna pull that up after this.
Never miss!
Wow. Maybe a gas. it does seem to be very weird.
By
And
the
I do think that it is a strong argument, in my opinion, that if this was a terrorist attack, why was it on an IVF clinic and not an abortion clinic? Right? Because like in any tier list of bad, abortion is higher in the tier list than IVF, right? But like people are stupid. That's a really great point. Yeah, and terrorists are dumb. So I don't know. Yeah, the cars reportedly exploded near Palm Beach. The witnesses at the scene snapped a photo of what appears to be human body parts. The American Reproductive Center was seen with a significant amount of damage. The center is a fertility clinic in the IVF lab. Authorities are on the case. So, yeah, this is awful. Multiple casualties are being reported. Holy shit, man.
We are undefeated to stop them.
Wow.
Look who's
According to the hours, the fertility clinic in Palm Springs where the explosion happened is closed today. Well, that's weird. I mean, I guess it's a Saturday, right? Yeah, it's a Saturday. So, like, I guess most likely from inside, the entire facade is blown out. Most likely a gas explosion. But, like, it's not like, what about the windows, though? Like, I don't know. It should be closed.
He stopped them in their tracks.
I mean, I just don't know, man. Only one person died. They were closed. That's true. Let's see what this is. This is a coordinated attack? No, I don't. That's crazy to say right now. That's insane.
By the eye of Agamotto!
It's still a little bit weird. That's where I knew to stop. Let me scroll up and see if there's any more information about this. Jesus. Predator set up within a mile emergency radius. Urgency crew staging reports. Bomb squad apparently on the way. Unknown if there are any other devices.
Hunkering down.
Wow. Holy shit, man. That's not a fucking gas leak?
Back for another tour.
I don't think anybody knows, right? I mean, like, here's the thing, is that, I mean, if it was a terrorist attack,
He stopped them in their tracks.
I mean, in my opinion, that's this is a death sentence situation. We tried to put on trial for death sentence. Like, I mean, like, no one, if it was, right, capitalism, yeah, 100%. Never miss. That sounds like bullshit, man. Where are you getting this?
Better stop that vehicle. They hit a checkpoint. Now might be a good time to stop
Okay,
them.
well, maybe you looked it up in the last 6 minutes. Where did you get this information?
Need some ranged firepower.
I'm in the UK. The internet's delayed. Can you tell me the account, like the whatever the account is that said that? And I can look it up on Twitter and find that information. What is this here? Explosion obliterates. Let me see. Can I even look through this?
Your god is suffering.
I want to see if I can pull this video up. I've got to, again, watch this off screen.
It's now or never. Stop them.
Judge, jury,
with the audience.
executioner!
Bless the human lots.
This one seems safe. Okay, we can watch it.
Now I'm getting mad.
We are undefeatable.
Marathon audio. Well, that makes sense because I got it from
Extended my deployment.
Retreat. Good time for a tactical retreat.
Don't give them another inch. Or else.
I'm good to go.
Bring on
the Eye of Agamotto!
I think I'm just being a fucking idiot, right? But it seems like things blew out. Right? It seems like there was an explosion inside of it.
Need some ranged firepower.
Am I... Maybe I'm not understanding this, like... It's around the car? People said there was no car debris nearby.
It's hard to tell if she was just...
Well, you can't expect to win them all.
Just set a car right there. This is from next door. The explosion was so big that it shattered the windows across the street.